With Apple's MagSafe Battery Pack recently being released and already tested by many, how does it compare to the others out there? In this video, I'll go ahead and cover the awaited Apple MagSafe Battery Pack and present other brands that can also charge your iPhone. Throughout the video, I'll cover all the features that each MagSafe power bank offers and give you my ultimate opinion. Hello guys, and welcome back to Tech Up. If you're like me, trying to find the best MagSafe battery pack or power bank or whatever you want to call it for your iPhone, then certainly I would take a look at all the options and see which one is the right one for you. Well, there are many options out there, and I've selected a few power banks that go neck and neck with Apple's MagSafe battery pack, and some others that, let's just say, pack more juice. But before I dive into all the ones I'll cover, Apple's MagSafe battery pack is going to be probably the #1 option for many out there, since it's an Apple device and you gotta fork over that money to add to that Apple ecosystem. I'm just kidding. Anyways, starting off with the Apple MagSafe battery, it comes in at a solid $99 before taxes. And in the box you get only the MagSafe battery pack, with nothing else. It would have been nice if they added a USB Type-C to Lightning cable for the price, but we all know Apple. Therefore, they expect you to use your iPhone charging cable. As for the unit, at first glance you can see the battery pack has an indicator light on it, and I have to say it seems kind of pointless, and I'll get to that later. It also includes a Lightning port for charging it, and with it, it offers 7.62 volts and 11.13 watt hours with a battery capacity of 1,460 milliamps. Now, when you plan on charging your iPhone via MagSafe with the battery pack on the go, you'll only get 5 watts of charging speed, compared to 15 watts that you'd be getting when the battery pack is plugged into a Lightning to USB Type-C cable. An important thing to take into consideration with this battery pack is that when it's being charged or an iPhone is being charged on the battery pack, it does feature reverse charging, which isn't something that you see on other power banks. With this feature, it first charges your iPhone to 80% before it starts to fully charge the MagSafe battery. Also, if you're charging your iPhone with a MagSafe on the go, the iPhone will only reach 90% charge. It won't go to 100 since Apple added this due to heat concerns and prolonged battery life. But you can override it by going to the control center, then holding down the battery icon and selecting going past 90%. Now, what really makes this battery pack special is by displaying battery status information right when you pop it on. It will show you the battery percentage of your iPhone and battery pack on the iPhone 12 models. This information also can be seen in the battery level widget, which is cool. So that's why that indicator is pointless on the battery pack. Well, to me it is, but it will show you when it's charging if you want to be sure that it's charging. Furthermore, it's important to note that you can't charge devices with a cable from the pack, as it only supports power input, so MagSafe charging is the only way to go. Anyways, as for the design of this battery pack, it's just the right size fit for the iPhone 12 mini, and it progressively looks and gets smaller all the way up to the iPhone 12 Pro Max. In terms of the build quality, it's great, but I'm not a fan of the plastic finish since it has a smooth and slippery feel to it, and I'd be afraid I would drop it much more if I had an iPhone 12 mini. But I have to say the magnets hold the battery pack on the phone pretty well. Overall, the design and the features get the job done. Now, for the next power bank that comes in the same size as Apple's is Belkin's magnetic wireless power bank. It retails for a significantly lower price, and on it you get a better indicator light which gives you an estimate of how much battery is on it. And as for the port, it's the ever so universal USB Type-C port. And on top of that, you also get a USB Type-C cable. It also includes a power button which you have to press most of the time to power the power bank on. As for the stats, this thing offers 3.7 volts and 9.25 watt hours with a battery size of 2,500 milliamps. Oh, and if you haven't noticed, this thing is smaller in battery capacity than the Apple's power bank since the voltage is lower here. So if you were to cut the voltage on Apple's battery pack in half, you're essentially getting an effective milliamp rating of 2,920. Now, as for the MagSafe output on this thing, it's still going to be 5 watts, just like the Apple Battery Pack. And when you have the power bank plugged into a USB Type-C cable, it's still going to be 5 watts, and that's a big difference, since Apple's provides 15 watts when a cable is plugged into it. Now, in terms of its features, the Belkin power bank doesn't pack the reverse pass-through charging like the Apple Battery Pack, but it does offer pass-through charging from the power bank to the iPhone, and that's standard across most of these power banks. But just like Apple's, this power bank also doesn't support wired power output, only wireless output like the Apple Battery Pack. As for the design and fit of the Belkin power bank, it's the same size as the Apple Battery Pack, but slightly thicker. The extra thickness didn't affect the grip or comfort as much. Also, the material is much grippier when compared to Apple's power bank, since Apple's has a smoother plastic finish. And when testing it out, I felt more comfortable with this power bank since I didn't feel it was going to slip out of my hand as much as Apple's would. But I noticed it didn't stay on as well as Apple's did. It had a bigger tendency to detach itself from the phone. Now, coming in third on the list, the Anker PowerCore Magnetic 5K is one of the biggest alternatives to the Apple Battery Pack. It retails for $54.99. It's incrementally smaller but thicker than Apple's Battery Pack. It includes a power button and the same type of battery indicator as the Belkin, and a USB Type-C port for charging with an included USB-C cable. It offers 3.7 volts and 18.5 watt-hours, and a battery capacity of 5,000 milliamps. So, more battery for your iPhone compared to Apple's MagSafe battery. However, with the Anker, you're going to still be stuck with 5 watts of charging on the go, and when it's plugged in via USB Type-C, you only get 10 watts. And like the Belkin, there's no reverse charging, just regular pass-through charging from the power bank to the iPhone. But you can still wirelessly charge your AirPods like Apple's or Belkin's power bank, and any small device with a USB Type-C cable, which is better since you can't do that with the Apple Battery Pack or the Belkin power bank. As for the design/fit, the Anker is smaller than the previous mentioned power banks, but the thickness is more noticeable and the bulk does factor in on a better grip of your iPhone. Also, it has that smooth plastic finish that Apple's Battery Pack has, which personally I'm not a fan of. However, it stays on just as good as Apple's MagSafe, and it's still a good fit for any iPhone 12 model or anything lower. As for the Mophie Snap Plus Mini that's up next, it retails close to the same price as the Anker power bank. With this power bank, it's another great alternative to the Apple Battery Pack, with the same power button, indicator light, and USB Type-C port, and guess what? A USB-C cable included. And on top of that, you also get a magnetic ring that you can apply to an iPhone that doesn't have MagSafe. Now that's a plus, but it's noticeably larger in size but thinner than the ones I've shown. It offers 3.7 volts and 18.5 watt-hours, along with a battery size of 5,000 milliamps as well. So, more juice than the Apple Battery Pack. Furthermore, this power bank offers 7.5 watts of MagSafe charging speed, compared to only 5 watts on the Apple Battery Pack. And when plugged in via a cable, it offers 12 watts of charging, which comes fairly close to Apple's 15 watts on their battery pack. Now, this is certainly a great power bank of choice for those iPhone 12 Pro Max users that just want a power bank that offers more than the ones I've mentioned and comes neck and neck or beats Apple in some battery categories. Now, as for the design and fit, the size is clearly a factor here since it's perfect for the iPhone 12 Pro Max owners, but not so much for the smaller iPhones since it's a taller and wider power bank in size. However, the fabric texture on this power bank is fantastic. The fabric really gives it a nicer look and a better grip than the rest of the power banks in this video. But that's clearly something I noticed with my iPhone Pro Max. Now, the cons of the fabric material is that it can occasionally get some dust or debris stuck on it over time, but it's the best looking power bank I've tested and it stays on pretty well. As for the last and final MagSafe power bank on the list, I have to say it's going to be pretty overwhelming for some, but if you're a power-hungry person for battery, then the iWalk 20K magnetic power bank could be the right fit for you. But let me tell you, it's big and thick! It includes a charging cable and a MagSafe sticker like the Mophie for iPhones that don't have MagSafe. It also packs 2 USB-in-A ports, one USB Type-C port for out and in. On this device, there is also a power button to turn it on, as well as a small display displaying the battery percentage on the power bank. Furthermore, it comes with an adjustable stand on the back of it, which is a neat feature not seen on the other power banks. As for this beast, it offers 3.7 volts and 74 watt hours. As for the battery capacity, it's a whopping 20,000 milliamps, and the wireless charging speeds range from 5 watts to 7.5 watts to 10 watts and 15 watts. The 15 watt is what you'd get when you're charging your iPhone with the power bank when it's plugged in. Along with the others, this doesn't offer reverse charging, but it offers a lot of options of charging more than one device since it has a ton of ports. Essentially, you can charge two devices like an iPhone 12 Pro Max and another iPhone side by side. You can also charge two iPhones and a third smaller device as well, but you can't charge three phones at the same time. Anyways, iWalk is a pretty well-known budget-friendly brand for power banks, and they do have smaller power bank options as well for those moments where you just need a little extra battery for your iPhone. As for the design and fit, this power bank is clearly huge, and it's meant for those emergency type of situations when you need to get 100% charge when your phone's dead. No way would someone casually slap this on and slip it in their pocket and use it like the other power banks I've reviewed for a quick charge. It's thick. As for the finish, it's smooth like the Apple Battery Pack and Anker Powerbank, but it offers a carbon fiber finish in the front where the MagSafe is located. Also, the MagSafe sticks out quite a bit from the rest of the power banks, and I believe it may be because of the design and/or battery cell construction. However, in terms of the size, it's the same size as the iPhone 12 Pro Max, and it fits perfectly with it. But it will cover your camera and be heavy, but it surely gets the job done with fully charging any of the iPhone 12s. As for the charging and overall comparisons between all these MagSafe power banks, here were my results when I fully charged each power bank and used them when my iPhone Pro Max got to 20%. My main goal was to see how each power bank charged my iPhone to 90%. I decided to perform this charge as it seemed like the most realistic type of scenario for anyone that would use a power bank to charge their iPhone. Therefore, here were my results for each of them. Now, for those that aren't iPhone Pro Max owners, you can essentially get to see how much each one of these power banks would perform in this type of scenario for your iPhone. So, for the owners of any of the lower iPhone 12 models, you can expect to get a bit more charge. As for the other comparisons, I noticed that several of these power banks, including Anker, Mophie, and Apple's, were the only ones that added the extra magnet underneath the MagSafe ring on the power bank. And considering the MagSafe design on the iPhone, these would offer the best magnetic fitting in order for the power bank to stay on properly. Looks like Belkin and iWalk didn't consider that. That's why they were the ones that would most likely not magnetically stay on the iPhone as well. In conclusion, there are many MagSafe power bank options to choose from, and looking back on all of these that I've tested for a couple of weeks, the Apple Battery Pack is a perfect fit for any of the iPhone 12 models. It's a power bank that offers convenience over capacity compared to others, with the battery information it displays and the battery health protection that it provides for your iPhone is a nice addition. But if you don't care for those additional features and don't want to pay the extra $50 for them, then the Belkin 2500 mAh power bank for a little less battery capacity could be the one for you. But if you're looking for more battery, then the Anker power bank and Mophie Snap Plus Mini can be a better choice. But with the Anker and the Mophie, it could come down to the iPhone you have or which design/fit you like more. As for the iWalk 20K power bank, it's simply for those that are looking to get a ton of juice or needing it for emergency situations to fully charge their iPhone. It could also be a great option for those that want extra ports to charge more than one device on the go. So guys, what MagSafe power bank are you looking to possibly get? Let me know in the comments below. If you like this video, please smash that thumbs up button and subscribe to the channel for more tech content, and I'll see you guys in the next one.